Warzone Mobile for Dummies. Let's start. Tip number 1, be familiar with your HUD and all the settings. Some buttons have different variants and some settings could change your gameplay entirely. For example, the throwables, you can switch it to direct throw. By pressing the button once, it allows you to throw directly. This will come in handy during gunfights or going against multiple enemies, so make sure you have all your settings right. This leads to tip number 2. Be familiar with your tactical and lethals. Always know what you have so you know what you need to use in certain situations, such as throwing knives for finishing your knocks or smokes for rotations. A lot of your pushes, rotations, and even finishes will be from your tactical and lethals. Tip number 3, make sure to utilize the buy station. I can't emphasize this enough. The buy station is one of the most important things in the game, especially during the last 2 circles. The buy station allows you to buy plates, ammunition boxes, plate boxes, kill streaks, and lastly, even your bad teammates. Tip number 4. Speaking of buying from the buy station, make sure to always buy UAVs and kill streaks. Again, having these things on the final circle will definitely determine how the game will play out and who can win it all. You don't need to be a very aggressive player to depend on UAVs and kill streaks. Tip number 5, buying 3 UAVs and using them at the same time turns it into an advanced UAV. Advanced UAV allows you to see where everyone is on the map. Not only that, it'll also tell you which direction they are facing. So if you have enough cash, make sure to use a couple of these. Tip number 6, find your sensitivity. In every shooter game, sensitivity matters a lot, and this game is no different. Get familiar with all the sensitivity settings and find what works for you. I've seen great players with high sens and I've seen them with low sens. So the sooner you figure out your sensitivity, you can then move on to tip number 7. And a quick side note, never copy someone's sensitivity. Tip number 7, learning the mechanics and movement of the game. Once you've mastered your sensitivity, you can then work on mastering the mechanics and movements. I won't go into details with movements and how to do certain movements because that'll be for another video. But just like any other game, Warzone Mobile comes with its own set of movement mechanics, and you will need to master that so you won't be an easy target. And the best place to master all this will be multiplayer mode. The more engagement, the better. Tip number 8, minimap. Minimap is pretty much your best friend. This will tell you where the gunfights are at and how and when to rotate. Great players always have their eyes on their minimap. Don't be that person that always dies outside of the zone. Speaking of the minimap, tip number 9, if you didn't know already, when you see a red dot on your minimap, it doesn't just show you the enemy location. It also shows you the level that they are in. If you see a red arrow pointing up, it means they are above you. If the red dot is solid with no arrows, this means they are on the same level. And if you see an arrow pointing down, they are below you. Knowing this will help you play out certain situations. Lastly, tip number 10, no matter how amazing your movement is, you will not squad wipe a team that is stacking heavy. Always play with your team. This game is heavy on teamwork and heavy in callouts. So Himothy, turn your ego down a bit and play it right. We know you're already him. So if you know you are a living Himothy without a big ego and plays as a team, make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more tips and trick videos. Much love, y'alls, and take care. Peace. Get him out of here.